Hey everyone, so I am super excited to show you the new release from the Alleyway Stamps for September 2014. I have just a top folding card here, and then I've taken two pattern papers. The polka dot pattern is from My Mind's Eye Breeze, and it is such a cute pattern paper pad. What I like is that these are all double-sided, so you get twice as many patterns for your dollar. And then the other one is, I don't know if you can see this, it's like a grid paper. It's really, really subtle, and this is from Snap. It has some really, really cute papers, but they're all just really subtle patterns, which I like to use. So those are the two pattern paper pads that we're going to be using today. And all I've done is cut the polka dot paper down 1/4 of an inch, and then the grid paper down 1/4 of an inch from the polka dot paper. So they're going to be layered. I don't usually do layered cards, but since this is going to be so simple, I thought it'd be a great idea to have a little bit of interest going on. So the first thing I'm going to do is just take my corner chomper here, and I'm going to use the 1/2 inch, and I'm going to chomp the top right corner and the bottom left corner. So it makes kind of like this design. And I'm going to do that with all the pattern paper as well. Oops. There we go. Okay, next I'm going to take the polka dot paper, and I am going, see, isn't that just so cute? I'm going to just place this down with a runner adhesive. Good enough. It's not perfect, but whatever. You know me, perfectly imperfect. It's imperfect right now. And then this paper here, I'm actually going to use some foam dots or foam squares. These are squares. And place this up because I want it to have some dimension. Okay, I totally should have thought of this first, but I didn't. I'm going to just take the Mr. Huey's. This is Bonnie Blue, and I want just a tiny bit of ink splatters. And when I'm doing this, a lot of the times I'll just touch down to get the little splatter result that I want. Okay, and then I'm just going to take and place this paper down. You can even see that that ink is still wet. I'm so impatient. I need to be more patient with my cards, but I just want to move on. And in my brain, I have certain steps that need to be taken before I can move on. I don't know, I'm weird. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside now to dry. Okay, I'm going to be using these two brand new sets from the Alleyway Stamps. This is the September release, and this name is Stomper, and this is Livin' Fossils. I love dinosaurs, and I can't believe I haven't made sets of dinosaurs until now. So I'm going to use the little rock here, this grass here, and then I'm not sure which dinosaur I'm going to use yet. There's so many cute ones. I don't know what I'm going to do. So, I don't know. I just haven't decided. So first I'm going to stamp up the rock and the grass and color those in while I decide which dinosaur I'm going to use. So I went over to the SVG cuts and grabbed those, and then went to my silhouette machine and cut out a ton of images. You can see that there's a ton that fits on one sheet, and I like duplicate, like the rock here. I just duplicated it a lot, or the little egg, because I figure I can put a bunch in a pile. And I can't even tell you how much time this saves, because I love that I can just hit cut and then go do something else while it's cutting, and I don't have to sit at a die cut machine and cut and cut and cut and cut for, you know, an egg or a rock or whatever that I want to duplicate a lot. So I grabbed that. Here are my 3 rocks. I think I'm going to use 3. I'm not sure. I might use more. You never know. I'm going to use Memento Tuxedo Black ink for this, since I'm going to be Copic coloring them. Okay, so we're going to just ink this bad boy up. When I ink my stamp for the very first time, because I haven't used these yet, I like to ink it and stamp it a couple times onto a piece of scratch paper. And it kind of, for me, gets whatever the residue is that comes on the stamps when they're brand new, or you can take an eraser to them. I just find that that's a lot easier, and then it's ready to stamp. You get the best result with that. Okay, so these are the images that I've picked out. I'm not sure if I'm going to use them all. I haven't decided really what I'm going to do with like this scene of my card, but I'm just going to color them all up anyways, just in case. And then that way I have them if I want to use them. If not, then I'll just save them for a different card. Okay, so the card has dried and I have all these cute little images here that I've colored up. And if you want to see the Copic coloring for these images, I will link it right here. It's published, and I wanted to do them in separate videos just in case you don't want to sit through the Copic coloring, because I don't know, maybe you don't need to learn anything, or you don't want to see how I did it. And just put a little bit on the bottom of this, and you don't need a whole lot. This stuff is super sticky. Do that little watering hole right there. And then the next thing I'm going to place down are the rocks. So I think I want this one like this. I don't know about you, but I can sit all day long and just fiddle with a card because I'm not 100% sure on where I'm supposed to place them. When it comes to images like this, I just fiddle. So I'm going to just lift that up a tiny bit and place that underneath. And then this one I just turned sideways to give it a little bit different angle. Like that. And then the grass at the bottom. And this is still using the Tombow Mono multi-glue. With this, since it's so thin, I have some tweezers here that I'm just going to use to kind of be my fingers. And then the little piece that I had left over, I'm just going to place over here and cut off the edge. Now, if you were smart, not like me, you would have done this panel without putting it on foam dots yet first, but I'm not that brilliant, so I didn't do that. But I'm telling you, if you recreate this card, don't put the foam adhesive on the base of the card yet. Just make everything on this piece and then put it on. Let's see, I think I want that guy up there. Okay, well, you don't even need that grass piece unless you move it somewhere else, but I wasn't that brilliant. So this is how my mind works. I'm kind of scattered when I make cards. So I'm going to place both of these on foam adhesive. And then take and place this guy actually kind of in the watering hole and then a little bit off the card, which I'm totally okay with. And I wanted to just run through really quick which images I used, because at the beginning I kind of didn't know what I was going to use. So from this stamp set here, and this is the living fossil, I used the little piece of grass here, and I think that's all I did out of this one. And then this one is prehistoric, and I used the watering hole right there. And then this one is Stomper, and I used the little baby dino here, and the rock. And then I'm also going to use this sentiment here, miss you at the old stomping ground. And again, this is something, if I would have even thought of it, today's just kind of an off day, I guess. Kids are back at school and my mind is just crazy. Okay, so I just have the VersaFine ink. I'm just going to stamp this up really good. And if I would have thought of it, I would have stamped it before I put it on foam adhesive because it's going to be more difficult. So I'm just going to stamp this down. Yeah, that's awesome. All right, let's line this bad boy up again. Well, that kind of sucked. All right, banner time. Every time I screw up on something like this where I really like the card, I use a banner. And I'm notorious for it. So, okay, here's a white piece of cardstock. Stamp that down. Okay, and then I'm going to make the banner on this edge. And I'm just going to take and flip that up. Before I place this down, I'm going to grab the C1 marker. And the C1 marker, I like to kind of just go along the edges and try not to touch the sentiment because it's with VersaFine ink, which bleeds with Copics. I'm going to place this on foam adhesive, and I'm not going to place any foam adhesive at the end of the banner. I want it to flip out. And then I'm going to place this down at the bottom. Look, you can't even see my mistake. Shh, don't tell anyone, all right? Okay, so that finishes the card for today. I hope that you were inspired and you like these new sets. Let me know what you think. And I hope you go and create something that is perfectly imperfect. And if you haven't subscribed yet and you want to see more creations, go ahead and do that. We are now on Instagram. It's the Alleyway Stamps. Of course, we have our Facebook and our blog and everything else. You can follow us to see what's going on. Right now, of course, there's always giveaways when we have our sneak peeks and our blog hop. So I will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching and all your sweet comments. Bye.